All right, so I'm beginning the recording, and this is Michael. And I want to welcome you to this OMG Machines red carpet Webby. This is going to be a lot of fun. The handsome guy with the snowblower is Jason Caluori. He's going to be joining us.
Yeah, I'm back.
Hey, Jason, so glad that you're here. Jason's going to go into some affiliate marketing case studies, and he's going to talk a little bit even about gold. I know that gold is something that excites people. Jason's right around ballpark what it looks like, right around somewhere between maybe $500,000 and $1 million worth of gold sales this month. So he's real good at it, and I think we're going to learn a lot from him. It's a very different market, and even if you're not in the gold market, it's still going to be very helpful to have him around. I talk to very few people when it comes to conversion. Jason's one of the very few people who I do talk about website conversion, and what I mean by website conversion is visitors come to our website. Actually, even before they come to our website, we're trying to put ourselves in a place where we can meet people under the right conditions, maybe under the right search terms, and have them have our ads that are displaying on our websites really entice them and excite them, and then they'll come on our website, and we want them to make some sort of a decision, some sort of a decision to either buy something, or at least fill in their name and email address, or fill in their phone number or something like that. So that's the primary topic of this event today, is going to be the real money getting part of money getting. So not so much the traffic getting, which of course is mandatory. In order to be able to do the money getting, we have to do the traffic getting. But I think that everyone here, let me ask, confidence wise, does everyone here kind of have a belief, at least, that you're no more than a few mouse clicks and a few keystrokes away? You're typing some stuff in, clicking the mouse in a few places, with OMG machines and so forth. Does everyone here believe that they're at least not too much more than a few steps away from getting a lot of visitors to their website? It's an important question for me to ask. So I totally want to know, if everyone here believes, like, what, and this is even if you don't have a Squidoo lens up yet, even if you don't have a website up, does everyone have a feeling and a confidence that they can get web visitors to their website? And Jason, can you see the question box?
I
Um,
can see it. Yep.
I'd say that that's an unusual level of
Yeah,
confidence. Would you,
there's a lot of people.
it's kind of exciting, though, right? That
Yeah.
we have dozens of people. Not everybody feels that way. There's a couple people who are like, you know what? I'm a little bit confused. Let me see if I can find somebody here. Yes, without a doubt. Getting more confident every day. Yes, if I need help with traffic, David says. Lots and lots of yeses, lots more yeses. Okay, I'm trying to find somebody. I thought I saw somebody say that they weren't sure. Okay, Mark says trying but struggling. Okay, so I hear you, and Antonio says I'm confused, but I'm on my way. That's great. So let's see. Someone says James says I need some help. So we understand that, and we're going to be here for the long term. But because we have so many people who have that confidence, and a lot of people, quite frankly, who are just getting websites ranked and starting to make some money with
Hmm.
them, we really want to dig in on the conversion side of things. And here's a special note for people who um, aren't sure about how to get traffic yet. I actually believe that we are going to give you an advantage to getting traffic by really opening up your eyes to what money getting looks like, the real nuts and bolts, the behind the scenes, the test results, and hearing me and Jason talk market, really talk marketing, really talk conversion, and there's going to be some other special guests on as well. Does it make sense to the few people who said that they felt like they're struggling right now? Let me know. Just kind of type in if you feel like it would help you and help provide you with motivation to be able to get visitors to your website, if you knew that you had kind of a silver bullet in your back pocket that was going to help you turn those visitors into customers. Um, Also, likewise, we're going to talk. We're not just going to talk about website conversion. We're also going to talk about client getting. And I don't know if Jason happens to care to want to weigh in on this, but for sure,
Hmm.
after the intermission, we're going to do about an hour, and then after the intermission, we're going to be going over Squidoo conversion, and we're also going to talk about client acquisition, about acquiring clients that we can do consulting for, which again is a great way of making money. We have lots of OMGers who are doing that right now. So it seems like that kind of hit the spot. So I think that either people are in one of two baskets right now. Either they're confident they can get traffic, and so they're super excited about conversion, or they're still a little bit unsure that they can get traffic. Maybe they believe that it can happen, but they're still not exactly sure how that's going to happen. But they at least feel like us talking about conversion is going to help motivate them. It's going to get, then they know that they're not getting the traffic for no reason. So I think it's really great. Now Jason, I know a little bit about you. I know a little bit about your background. I know that you're not exactly from New York City, and I know that you're, I talk to quite frequently. I talk to Tyler, who's the owner of Regal Assets, and Regal Assets, mega $1 million company. It's quite a big company.
Yeah.
And Tyler just has an incredible world of respect for you, and not just for your snowblowing skills, but for the way that you make it rain when it comes to money getting, especially with the gold sites. But you're also really a top gun, where you've had a lot of success across the board with clients as well, and with helping their websites convert, with making your own sites convert, and so on. So would you take us a little bit into your backstory? And is it a fine time? Would you like me to kind of pass the
yeah, in a minute I'll ask for the screen. Yeah, as far as my backstory, a couple years ago I got hurt at work, and I don't know if you've ever been on like workman's comp, but your income gets cut. You get like a small percentage of what you were making originally.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, my wife and I were expecting our second child, and I was kind of like backed into a corner. I'd done internet marketing stuff on and off for a couple years, and tried PPC and article marketing, but up until then I hadn't really had a reason to give it a serious or dedicated effort.
Mm-hmm.
So what I started doing was building and ranking affiliate sites. The Bring the Fresh method, basically. And after a while, I started making that income back, and that really quickly got me to a point where I could either build extra websites to make money, but I chose a different direction, which was to, squeeze more juice out of what was already there.
Mm-hmm.
And it was the same amount of traffic, just a more efficient site,
Mm-hmm.
making more sales, the same amount of traffic. So this led me down a path of, what's known as conversion, as well as conversion optimization. You fast forward to now, and like you said, I've done millions of dollars in the gold industry with Regal Assets, but I've also taken and developed strategies with clients, to get them more sales as well. So it works everywhere, basically. With that background, I was planning on sharing some affiliate sites that I've had. I see people are asking some questions.
Now, am I correct in understanding that nobody would like to see real case study examples of money-getting affiliate sites? Is that correct? That nobody here would like to see money-getting affiliate sites? Let me just find out. Yeah. What? You're crazy. No. I want to see it. Okay, guys. Y'all know I'm being sarcastic. Kathy Tremblay says, excuse me. Okay, great. Yes. No. As you can see, the question box filling up with lots of wonderful people saying that they're really excited to see those sites. So
Okay.
Would you like?
Yeah. If you could share the screen, I basically wanted to show these sites. These are older websites, but they get a point across, which I'll explain in a second.
Great. So let's see.
Yeah, go ahead and share the screen whenever.
Okay, I'm gonna do it. Let's see. Make presenter. There we go. Always quite an adventure with GoToWebinar, as you'll find. And again, I want to thank. We have hundreds and hundreds of people online right now. I really appreciate that.
Okay.
I'm often surprised because we're not. It's not like I'm mailing before we do these events. I try to give you some amount of notice, but just an enormous amount of people online right now, so we're really appreciative of that. All right, so what are we looking at?
Okay, looks like it's working. So I wanted to show some older affiliate sites so I could kind of talk about a certain point, a couple different strategies. So this is and I took some screenshots of these older affiliate sites. This isn't the gold stuff. I'll talk about that in a minute. But the strategy here. This is I don't know if anybody's familiar with CPA, the cost per action stuff through affiliate networks. Amazon's pretty similar too. Is everybody familiar with that? Um, oh, okay. So you have a product and you're basically getting paid when somebody buys it. You get a percentage of the sale. So this is a really basic site, and I wanted to show you something basic, a couple different basic sites. So you could see, you know, the reason that I succeed in conversion is understanding that, you know, the words on the page are very important. Um, you know, tagging somebody right when they come to the site, getting them to read the first sentence. A lot of people, I think, don't really consider the content on the page very important. Do you understand that, Mike? Like,
Yeah, I did.
Sometimes it gets outsourced, or you just put something up and then hope it makes sales. But you know, a lot of thought has to go into, you know, who's coming to your website and how can you sell them something.
Yeah, and you, by the way, Jason and I extensively prepared for this event. We're not just getting on and flying by the seat of our pants and then you know, and then that's that. You know, we really prepared. You know, and I want everyone just to be relaxed. You know, we're just you know, we're just spilling the beans here. Jason currently doesn't have a product for sale or anything like that. So he's really just doing this out of the goodness of his. And with my product called Bring the Fresh, and or you know, at least I helped him get on his way. And he's been with us for a while. He became an OMGer just like everyone else here, and he really, you know, he's really happy to contribute, happy to be you know, of service to everyone here. And by the way, can we just stop for a moment? Because Jason can see the question box. I think it would just be wonderful to thank Jason.
So I got a question. Did I write the copy or pay an article writer? I wrote the copy. You know, I learned that the cost of outsourcing is usually that you're just going to lose money. You know, like I take it pretty seriously to write it myself when it involves making sales. So.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
Yeah.
And just one second though, before you go on, I'd like you know, we have hundreds of people on. I'd love to see hundreds of thank yous for Jason coming on this event, because it really is an extraordinary value for him to just take his valuable time, and he took a long time to prepare this event. You know, he just took hours out of his schedule. He's not getting paid for this whatsoever. So his payment is your appreciation. And another thing I'd like is a commitment. And we're getting Jason. There's one or two thank yous coming, as you say.
A lot of people.
Yeah, very responsive folks here, and they're still coming in, and we appreciate every one of them. What I'd also like, along with these thank yous, is I'd like a firm commitment from every single person here to try and use what you're going to learn today and try to convert. And if you are successful, then I want to hear about it. I want to hear your testimonial to Jason. I want you to email me at omg@omgmachines.com and say, you know, I have a testimonial for Jason. You know, I got a real aha moment from the webinar that you did with him, and I'm just very appreciative. And you know, so I can just let me know if you can kind of see that vision of yourself, you know, in the near future. Really enjoying soaking in this wonderful event, and then having an aha moment where the light bulb goes off in your head. It could be now, or it could be a few days from now. You put that either on your Squidoo lens or on your website, and next thing you know, the gravy recipe's changed. The money starts coming in. So it seems like a lot of people are down with that recipe. Okay, great. I think that was, even though that took a moment to say, I think that it was pretty valuable for me to stop and say that, because it really increases the value of the event. If you appreciate it, you know, there's a reason why Greg and I say that we do this 50% for profit and 50% for public testimonials. They really matter. They really do matter. Okay, Jason. So you've done lots of appreciation. They bribed you with thank yous. So spill the beans. Okay.
So you guys can go. You can go research these websites. They should still be alive. You know, I don't know where they're ranking. They're basically kind of like conversion machines, is the way I designed them. I don't give them a whole lot of attention now because I have bigger things to focus on. But you know, what this site represents is, you know, anybody can go to these affiliate networks and sign up and for these products and promote them like this. If you haven't noticed, I'll show you. You'll probably notice a trend as I show you a couple more sites. But the easiest way to make sales in this industry is just rank for the product name and you know, give somebody a review. It's a really easy way to make sales. I mean, somebody who's searching for the product name is ready to buy. So um, this CPA isn't. I'm reading some of the questions.
Oh, and that can get weirdly distracting.
Oh yeah.
So
So
probably best. I'll tell you what. Let's make a deal for now. Um, Generally, it's fine for if people want to ask Jason questions, but it'll really be like it'll really diminish his ability to do good content if he kind of feels like he has to answer your individual questions like as we go. You know what we can do though is if you have a question for him now, type in Jason colon in your question, and then maybe after the intermission,
okay,
as I'm working on Squidoo and stuff like that, if Jason feels motivated,
back to him.
yeah, you can kind of answer people individually. But otherwise, I just kind of have experience with this stuff, and you're gonna wind up in a situation. Now, of course, I'll try to watch the question box myself, and especially if I think that somebody needs to clarified, I'll either type in the answer myself or I'll bring it up to you. But I really want you to be able to have your full focus to talk about this stuff because it's so amazing, so great.
Yeah, that makes sense. So real quick, talking about just a couple points on this site. Like I said, the content's really important. One thing you'll notice if you're through an affiliate offer is that if you're doing stuff over here on the side, you're kind of playing with banners. Banners don't get a lot of clicks. People kind of have a banner blindness. I do some stuff like this. It doesn't look like a banner. This is an image though. But regardless, most of the action on these websites is always in the content. If you can get somebody to read your content, this text link is where you get the majority of your the clicks into your sales funnel. So
yeah, and this is an actionable moment. I want to kind of highlight the times when Jason's going to give us a lot of golden eggs here, a lot of real golden nuggets, and I want to really highlight this. I see a lot of people who think that to generate leads on their website, they should put an opt-in box in the sidebar. And I disagree with that. Like when I go for the opt-in, I go for the opt-in. I want it to be smack dab front and center. Likewise, I think Jason's saying the same thing with his text link.
Yeah, a lot of it is the better you are at putting yourself in the shoes of the person. This is a person. I should point out this is a person coming to your website. A lot of people call them visitors or traffic, but this is a real person. So the better you can put yourself in their shoes and kind of understand where they're coming from, what they're looking for.
What are some things that you do to put yourself in other people's shoes? Like, are there some exercises that you like to do?
Yeah, I'll actually go to Google and see what my competitors are doing. See what they're seeing. So, the keyword can sometimes tell you a lot about what somebody's looking for. But if you're looking at competitor sites, they're ranking alongside you. Other people have seen those. So if there's no reviews or if there's it really depends on what's ranking in Google, but taking a look at the other 9 sites that are alongside you and what kind of information people are seeing before they come to your site.
And will some of the things? Yeah. Can you give me an example of how that might influence you?
Oh yeah, like I had said, reviews. If you're searching for a product and nobody's reviewed the product, and you're the only person that's done it, or that might tell you that it's a good idea to actually review the product, maybe buy it or review it, if that makes sense.
It does.
Yeah. So you're kind of filling in the missing pieces of what other people aren't doing. You're doing a better job. So even if you're ranking number 3 and you're doing a better job than number 1, you can make more sales than them. So. Now I just want to jump over to.
That also provides you incentive. That also provides you incentive to rank higher. Like the more your site is a little money making machine, it really does put a string in your step and get you more emotionally engaged. Because motivation, I'll tell you what really matters in internet marketing. It's not a 9-to-5 job, so it's you really want to have that motivation.
Yeah. And sometimes a lot of times you don't get it right the first time. You'll put something out there, rank it, and it's probably not doing as good as you want. You have to be motivated to fix what's broken. Connect with the person coming to your site and figure out how to get them to buy or enter their email address. Kind of turn the key. So it takes a lot of motivation, though, like you said.
Yeah. Great.
So jumping over to another site, this is another affiliate product. This is another older website, similar method. Again, just kind of pointing out that text on the page matters. You want to get somebody to read your content. It's not just words on a page. People read this stuff, and this website, I'd say back when I was back when I was nurturing it,
He
yeah, you're
just
reading the
read
content.
the second paragraph.
And kind of what I want to point out there is, sometimes I'm silly with the content, or just because this is a real person, so they might laugh like you did. Uh,
Yeah, this is great. Yeah, I think a lot of other people appreciate. This is now officially an R-rated webinar. My apologies to everyone here, but you know what though, it also goes to show, this can be a moment, and maybe you can kind of remember me laughing at this website. Maybe some people at home laughed. We actually have a lot of people that really laughed. This is Eric Strange. This is a classic OMG moment right now. I agree. This is a true classic OMG moment. But let's let this classic OMG moment help remind us what one of the main lessons that Jason's harping on here, which is this is not traffic. These are not visitors. What's happening is a real human being is having a real problem with pests, with mice, with rats, with cockroaches, stink bugs, ants, and it's driving them crazy. Maybe their wife is just freaked out and can't get sleep because whatever, something, maybe their kid got bit by a rat. That's gross. It's scary,
yeah.
and so that's a real issue for these people. And maybe using an expletive like this might not be your style, but I'll tell you what, I bet it converts. Number one, and number two, it definitely lets them know that you're a real person. See, little things that we can do to signal to our web visitors, hey, I'm here too. And it's something that like I think that people appreciate about the events that I personally put on. I think you probably feel like I am a real person. I really do care about you and your success. And if you even wonder for a second if I'm thinking about you, I am thinking about you. I am talking to you. So let's let that be kind of a moment. Maybe just type in the number one, if that makes sense. Just the
Yeah.
number one and hit enter, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think a lot of it comes from learning to respect your website visitor as a person. That's kind of the first step to going down this path.
Great, great.
Okay, I'm going to jump over to the next website.
Yeah, this is great.
Yep. So this other website, this is a little bit higher end. Again, an older website, but this one is probably in the range of like $1,000 to $2,000 a month in affiliate commissions.
Nice.
There's something specific I want to point out here. So same idea is connecting with your visitor, but also being honest whenever you can. So if the product you're reviewing or the service you're reviewing isn't the best, then actually explain that there's other alternatives. Something interesting happened with this website, which was, I linked to Amazon affiliate links down here, these images, and you'd think, if I somewhere in here I tell them that it's not the best, not the best paint sprayer, even though I said that, the affiliate sales for this product actually dwarfed the alternatives, which was interesting. So that there's a lot of value in just being honest with these people that come to your website.
That's really another teachable moment. One of the things that I talk about in your matchmaker section, there's lesson 4. It's something that I think that everyone on this event should review in your OMG Machines shortcut membership area. And one of the things I talk about in the matchmaker area is that it's very important to expose the flaws of a given situation. So, for example, David Mills, who's mine and Greg's partner on OMG, and he's mine and Kelly's partner on Bring the Fresh. Kelly's really good at this as well, by the way. Kelly's great with conversion. David used to teach a speed learning course, and it was how he made his money for years, and it was on the campus of the University of Virginia. He would get information sessions together. He'd put up flyers for people to come to his information sessions, students, and then he would do this cool memory lesson where he would have one of the students, he would give them a legal pad that was numbered, say, 1 to 25, and people in the room could just kind of by free association say number 3 is penguin, number 12 is Wookiee, number 13 is number 12, like whatever, and the person who was the record keeping would write them down. It would all kind of happen out of order. And then David could read back to you everything, including you could skip numbers. So like, he'd be like, number 1 is, ATM machine.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2 is girl's blouse. Number 3 was skipped. Number 4 is banana. And he would go through the whole thing. But here's what's interesting is it turned out that if he naturally got one wrong, that it tended to actually increase his conversion by a little bit. Now, if he got 2 wrong, it would actually just crush his conversion. It would kill his conversion if he got 2 wrong. But actually getting 1 wrong was specifically the sweet spot, and those were the information sessions where he made by far the most money. This is the same thing when we're doing launch jacking, when we're doing any sort of affiliate matchmaking. By the way, when we're approaching clients, telling them that they're going to get the sun, moon, and the stars puts them on the defensive, and it sets you up to be mistreated and for them to be disappointed. So much better to tell them what you can do and what you can't do, what you will do for them, what they won't, mm-hmm. what you won't. Exposing your own flaws it signals credibility, and people want credibility more than anything. Sorry, that's a little bit long-winded, but I think that it's an important point.
Yeah, it is. Okay, so the takeaways from these sites again are, connecting with your visitor, understanding your visitor, and being honest as much as you can with this person. So with that said, I want to jump over to something I wanted to show you guys with the gold. I guess people have heard of my success in the gold niche with Regal. Okay, so this is I'm going to explain something called conversion optimization. This is the idea of you have something that's producing sales, you have something that's working. There's a trade called conversion optimization where you can make it more effective. So this is a little snapshot from one of my gold websites where the goal of the page was to get somebody to click on Regal Assets website. So this is the original page, and then I did conversion optimization, and I removed the image, I changed the text, and now you can see the page just lights up. I'll jump back and forth so you can kind of see. You see the Regal Assets site with the blue link right below the green, and then it just lights up after I made the change. So this is like having a $1,000 website. Doing conversion optimization gets you % more. Does that make sense to everybody? Is anybody familiar with conversion optimization?
All right, let's check.
It's the idea of.
Now, are you using a heat map here? Is this your own heat map? I think that people kind of want to know. Seems like we're getting.
Yeah. This is heat map. So you're kind of seeing like a grade version of the site, and the heat map over the top shows the amount of interaction that people
how does that happen? How does somebody create a heat map?
This is a software called Visual Website Optimizer. So it collects. There's a lot of conversion optimization software out there that lets you kind of, I guess, explain more. I can test back and forth.
So this is
systematically with these two.
Ran. This is a test.
What was that?
Is this a test that you ran on one of your sites?
Yeah, this is a test I ran on one of my gold websites.
Oh, that's so cool. Sorry. Go ahead.
The neat concept is see how focused the page became with the goal I wanted. Doing this on every single page is incredibly effective.
And this is where people's mouse is. Is that correct? It's sort of recording a heat map. So
this is where they click. So over here you can see it's cold. Nobody, people are clicking over here. They're clicking on the image. A couple people click here.
But there's not a lot of action.
Not a lot of action. And then you come over here and it's like laser targeted. People are clicking exactly where I want them to click. A lot of it's about testing your assumptions, testing the wording of your links. I know somebody was asking if it's a heat map plugin. No, it's a Visual Website Optimizer. It does A/B testing, switches back and forth.
Yeah,
so
it's
first visitor sees this, the second visitor sees this. So
yeah. Yeah,
a
so basically it's a web service that provides a tool, and one of the tools inside of Visual Website Optimizer is this nifty heat map thing. And what they're doing is they're making an ongoing recording, and the way it records results is that the more somebody clicks, so if somebody doesn't click anywhere, it's going to stay 100% gray. If they
Yeah,
click,
it's maybe that there'd be another time to explain, the technical side of the tool, but it's basically like I can define a goal on the page, and then I can test a new variation of a page. This is a variation. This is what it was in its original form, and I can test them back and forth to see which one gets the goal better. Does that make sense? Like this
yeah,
is the goal
I
right
think
here.
probably
Yeah,
making more sense to people. All right, and
yeah. It's
because heat maps are so valuable and it's so useful. If people have never been exposed to split testing, it can be weird at first, but it's so valuable just to take a few moments to get it down. So thank you.
Yeah, somebody was asking. I use WordPress to build my websites. Uh, this is a snapshot of the site, so it's a little piece from the middle of a page.
Okay,
So
so what you've discovered by this is we've got two versions. The goal before was the test number one, and test number one was cold. Like people were not passionate about this. It did not.
yeah, I mean, you read Gold IRA companies reviewed the company we chose. You got this big image with a marker. You learn more about Regal Assets and their services, and
and
then
you're
the
really
link.
just getting a small fraction of the action. So it's what the basic idea is with the same amount of traffic. And again, this is a profound teachable moment. Like we can really see this for ourselves. Like as we're sitting here looking at this, like wow, this page does not work. People
Yeah,
don't like this. And
and
then
then you jump over here, and I changed this. This is a subheadline. Which company do we recommend for you? I changed the color of this link. I changed this little green box. Um, again, what I did down here is I actually put other companies, reviews of other companies down here, just so people can, this is on the other page. You can't see it in this other screenshot, but it's down here. But still, Regal Assets gets most of the attention on the page. So. Um,
and people are wanting to know what the result is. So when people are clicking on these pages, like to go to Regal Assets, that's you're probably pretty much going to be going for them to enter in their phone number and their name to then potentially buy gold.
yeah, collecting the lead at that point.
This I got to say this is really a profound moment. Like the fact that you can just see, and I think that this hopefully is a light bulb moment for a lot of people. Even now, by the way, you don't have to use Visual Website Optimizer to get this kind of results. Most of the testing that I do and that David does, really even most of the testing that Kelly does, and Greg, actually all the four of us, none of us does that much with A/B split testing like Jason does. Mostly what we do is we do more what I would call switch testing, which is if something is going good, then I leave it alone. If it's not going good, I'll switch it to something else. And if that new thing catches on and catches fire, then that's great. Like a good example of this was when we were doing a Bring the Fresh 2012 launch. There's an upsell to Bring the Fresh, which is Bring the Fresh Full Disclosure, and it traditionally converts very, very well. About one in every three people accepts it right away, and then a few more people join. Ultimately, about half of Bring the Freshers wind up getting full disclosure. But anyways, Kelly put in a picture of himself and his girlfriend there because it's a letter from Kelly, and it was weird because we're right in the middle of a launch, and just conversion just went stone cold on the full disclosure, and I was like, what is going on? I mean, it was just shocking. It would like drop down to like 5%. And I was, I'd never seen anything like this, because people just love Bring the Fresh. They love full disclosure. I've never seen it convert, like maybe stretches it like 15%, but never 5%. I was stunned. And so I went in and I was trying to figure out what happened. And I saw Kelly had this picture of himself and his girlfriend. And it was a very beautiful picture. It was done by a professional photographer, but I just got this intuition. I was like, because I think they were kind of like staring at each other or something like that. They didn't really look like they were engaging the visitor. And I was thinking to myself, I was like, this might work on a relationship advice site, but this is make money. And I went on Kelly's Facebook and I just found this picture of him laughing. And I copied and pasted it and put it in there. And actually, I can show you I know the link to it. Playingthefresh.com/shortcut. Here, I'm sending this to just the organizers. So if you look in your chat box, you can click on this link. The chat box is the bottom box.
Yeah, I got it. Okay, you're talking about this picture right here.
That's the picture, and the conversion immediately jumped up to like 30%. It's like so right back from 5% to 30% from changing a picture. And again, like that's just kind of a goofy picture, right? Like Kelly's just being a goofball, having fun, but it converted so much better than the picture of Kelly with his girlfriend.
It makes sense. I've changed imagery on a page, an opt-in page before, and it's surprising how much the images can affect conversion rates. I changed an image out on a page, and it was, teens of percent. I went from like 5% to 15 or 20% conversion rate just by changing an image. All the text was the same.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, exactly. So again, that's something that really kind of reinforces what you're saying, and it's a reason for us to stay checked in. It's a reason again for us to stay checked in, to stay empathetic to people that are coming to our site, and that's really what happened. It was funny because when it was going on, I just started thinking to myself, I was like, well, just what if somebody's looking at this and saying to themselves, yeah, that's great for him that he's got a girlfriend. He's probably not going to be focused on me because he's going to be focused on his pretty girlfriend or something. Like, who knows, right? But I mean, whereas with this, it just seems like he's just full of life. He's happy, and it just kind of works. Kind of gangbusters. So anyways, Jason, I'm sorry for cutting you off.
No, that was a good. Another thing I wanted to point out was, like jumping over a page like this, like this really simple affiliate website. One thing that kind of sinks in is the fact that on the internet we have we don't just have to test one thing and just leave it there and leave it the same and let it keep doing poorly. Like you were calling it switch testing. You don't need software to do this. You don't have to go buy software to start testing. You can put something out there, see if it works, and if it doesn't work in a week, just change it and see if you can do better.
Yeah.
So
I think that's really powerful. Now, here's a good question that's coming up from Mitch. Mitch says, Jason, how do you work out what to split test?
Well, this kind of gets into, if you're going to make it systematic, some of it's copywriting, like the headline on the page. The first sentence is really important. But to make it simple. I guess when you're figuring out what to split test, to answer that specifically, if you can run a heat map on the page, it's very, very helpful to see where people are clicking. If not, then it's kind of based on the page. That's tough to say. It takes practice to figure out what you should split test. Usually, it's the most obvious element on the page, if that makes sense. It's kind of vague, but I don't know if there's an answer to that without going into too much detail.
Okay, and another thing that I want everyone to know about conversion is conversions. You can make certain parts of it step by step, but in a lot of cases, what really matters is having a lot of templates to work with and a lot of just having a good store of positive material to pull from. So one of the things that you want to start doing, if at all possible, is assembling yourself a bit of a swipe file. Like really taking note of the things that are interesting that people say to you. Like when I'm watching good marketing, it's one of the reasons I actually don't mind like looking at the really scammy ClickSure offers and stuff like that that they'll have on that the kind of the scammier lists we'll put out, because they'll oftentimes the copywriting will often be really great, and they'll say cool things, and of course we don't want to scam people, but what we do want to do is do a great job with conversion and a great job with firing people up. Like a great resource, for example, is the Gary Halbert letter. Did you ever spend time on the Gary Halbert letter?
No.
Huh, it's interesting. I'll post that to the entire audience. I think it's just a nice resource to have.
Okay.
Gary Halbert. He's kind of a legendary kind of a legendary online marketer. Well, actually, he was kind of a legendary offline marketer who became a legendary online marketer, and he posted these letters to this website, and you can kind of go through his old letters. He just had great spirit and enthusiasm for things, a lot of passion. I think
I have to correct myself. Yeah, I have. I have gone through that.
It's pretty great, right?
My bad. Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite a nice thing. All right, so did I cut you off, or did you want to go through some of these questions that we've got coming along, or?
Last thing I'd like to point out is, figuring out, along the lines of figuring out what to test, is making sure that on your sites you're setting up analytics so that on any of your pages you can see, how long somebody's staying on the site, what the bounce rate is. If people are only staying for 10 seconds, you know that something, above the fold before they scroll down is causing them to leave. So you need to fix something there. It's kind of a step-by-step process. If they're staying for 10 minutes, they're probably on the site, and if they're not buying, then now's the time for a call to action. So.
What analytics do you use?
I use Get Clicky. I don't like to install Google Analytics on websites, just because I really personally don't like having Google having their hands in everything. But Get Clicky is really a really great analytics program that I've used for a long time. So.
Great, and obviously you also use Visual Website Optimizer. So let's see. Mitch wants to know, Jason, how do you choose your niche and then products to promote?
The best way to do it is to find something that, if you're asking me right now, I'd say the Gold. The Gold program is the best program to be in. Effort spent there is going to produce a lot more money than, a $30 CPA product. So I think that's the simplest way to answer it. But finding something that other people are doing that's working. Is that a good enough answer?
Yeah, I think that is. Yeah. Now Kelly's saying, Jason, I've always been taught that you're running a risk of hiding the product name in the domain. Most companies prohibit it in the affiliate agreement. What's your suggestion to avoid problems with that?
Yeah, sometimes you do get trademark. You kind of have to ask the network. Part of the reason, the main reason I was showing these websites was for the content strategy. Opening your eyes to connecting with your audience. This could be a site for any keyword, as long as you're, meeting the person's needs, giving them an expectation what they'll find here, and then if you can connect it to a product, it's the same thing. So.
Now, Laura wants to know: is Gold saturated?
What do you mean by saturated? Like. I mean, there's too many competitors, or
as an affiliate marketplace.
Well, I mean, if it's telling that there's companies that compete with me that spend millions of dollars in advertising, and I can still make a lot of money, I think that I think saturated just means people are making money in the industry.
Yeah, Mitch Malone says, Jason, Gold has obviously been good for you. Have you looked to other investment niches?
Usually it's another there's sub niches. There's Gold, and then there's audiences you can target within Gold. So I honestly still have a lot of ground to cover.